زمان طفولیت خود وقتی که درک کردم که مردم افغانستان یک زندگی بسیار شکنجه‌بار و پر از نارامی و غم دارند و خود من هم اتر یک زندگی بد داشتم، لحاظا هر قدر کلان شده میرفتم فکر میکردم که این زندگی.
Now, you may have never heard about it, but Afghanistan is one of the most dangerous places to be a woman. That might not have always been the case. Women have tended to think hiding behind the burqa is what they were meant to do, because women's rights in Afghanistan have always been limited. It was a rule for women in Afghanistan to obey men's orders and respect them to make their family look high and better.
Some women feel as if they deserve every punishment, and men were to be better than women in Afghanistan. Well, not for so long. Someone did take off that burqa, and her name was Anahita Ratezbad. Anahita Ratezbad made a powerful move in women's history. Now you may be wondering, who is she and how did this woman take a stand? She impacted so many women, and it all starts off in the late 1950s, where Anahita had been attending the University of Kabul, located in Afghanistan. At Kabul's University Medical School, it allowed women to enroll for medicine. Anahita then applied, and eventually became the first woman physician. Anahita was all for making women more educated and helping them, and which is why she made a powerful move by taking a stand. She took that stand in 1957 when she led a group of 5 nurses to Allahabad Hospital to attend to male patients. This marked the uncovering of women's faces for working purposely in urban Afghanistan. These women, including Anahita, took off their burqa and worked publicly in 1957, which was against the rules of Afghanistan.
But what led Anahita to doing what she did in 1957? Well, considering the fact that Anahita was all for making women more educated and helping women's struggles, one of the causes was a war. That took place right before the march Anahita took. The war was about women and how they were protesting during the dark era. Women's participation improved, and that only made the government angry. The dark era was full of many restrictions, which was wearing a burqa. It became mandatory. The Democratic Party made Anahita make decisions that led her to focusing more on women's rights. These events triggered Anahita's march that occurred in 1957. Anahita Ratezbad was born on November 1st, 1931 in Burqa, Kabul, located in Afghanistan. She grew up without a father and was married off at age 15 to Dr. Karimudin Kakar, who was one of the very few surgeons of Afghanistan. She later went to the University of Kabul, where she and very few women attended. She received a degree in nursing and graduated in 1949. After graduating, she worked at Allahabad Hospital, which was strictly for men and not women. She later had 3 children. 2 of the 3 were boys, while the other was a girl. As time passed on, her and her husband had begun to have more and more issues because of her political views on women's rights. She then moved out of her husband's house and was shunned by her husband and 2 sons. Shortly after Anahita's march, March 8th was marked as Women's International Day in Kabul, and sadly, the Women's Democratic Party collapsed, and Anahita left. Yet, women were still allowed to work as a right and not a privilege. But on the other hand, men made it more strict to have a burqa on at all times, and sometimes even beat them if they didn't.
The government made many restrictions due to the women still believing in their rights. many women didn't care about what they were told to do. They cared about their rights, which because of Anahita, they never gave up on.
Anahita's march on March 8, 1957, led women to believe that they deserved the right of education. They were finally allowed to work as a right and not a privilege. Also, many women started to go to school and become more educated. More than 60% of the people attending Kabul University were women. She also finally got women to be equal to men in workplaces and get women to be paid for their work. Overall, there was no more hiding, and more women became educated over the years. And to this day, there is still conflict on the topic of women's rights. But Anahita's stand did make a difference. Women have been more educated and free. But eventually time passed by, and Anahita was no longer part of the Democratic Party for women. But then she eventually passed away in Dortmund, Germany, on September 7, 2014. Her legacy still lives on through the people of Afghanistan.